Kibe umetupeleka mbio aje huko bana. In the morning.
Nimeona mna lack discipline.
But
I have seen that you are lacking discipline, and if you lack discipline, then we must bring out the whips so that you guys can stop being weak.
So Kibe, I just wanted us to be honest with each other. Okay, the president wants to have a conversation with the Gen Zs. Okay, he has said he wants that. But these spaces have been going on all along. Kibe, do you think the president does not know what people have been saying here and what people actually require him to do?
No, he said he wants to have a conversation with the Gen Z. He's going to be opening up his space to discuss with whoever wants to jump in there. Hakuna mtu ameambiwa ati anakam space yake ama wewe unajua mtu?
Z.
Bas. So why you overthinking it? Hata hiyo space yake inaweza kuwa na watu 10, si ndio?
Because okay, there's a space I was listening to, and I'm like, Kibe, do you think by now those people have already chosen the people who are going to ask questions on that old space?
I mean, yeah, probably by now they have, because they would want to be safe with the people they are. Hawezi taka watu hawajui, because mnaweza enda hapo mwanza kuuliza maswali za maajabu hapo, but we don't know. This guy is very spontaneous. You never know. He might just open it up.
Oh.
But yeah, but you see, the thing about it is also is that it's in bad light even for our country, for where watu wanakam tu kujaribu kutukana president. Unacheki?
Hiyo kutusi would actually sound bad. It's, you know, there should be some level of decorum. Hata kama unauliza swali, however much awkward it would sound, but you just ask the question and you mute, you let the president answer.
Exactly. Na unyamaze kabisa na usimuinterrupt. Let him finish answering the question. Because we must show respect to our elders, even for the world to see that we respect them. But hatuwezi leta ati elder wetu hapa mbele yetu tukumtoanisha, tukumpiga manyaunyo.
Ni kama bro nikuita kwa space nianze kukupiga manyaunyo.
Aje na umeniita. I agreed to come. Alafu unipiga manyaunyo. Aje.
Anyway, it's okay, bro.
Anyway, go ahead. Who's next?
On Joachim.
Can I go next?
On Joachim, unmute.
Yes, mnanisikia Kipe? Hello? Do you hear me? Hello? Mnanisikia?
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yeah, so Kipe, I just want to have just 1 minute or 2 minutes, yeah? You guys, you have a very wonderful questions to the president. But the only thing I just need to tell you guys, we don't want to have so many stories to the president. The only thing yenye naweza taka kumuuliza ama nyinyi naweza expect mumuulize is all about why Gen Z they are demonstrating and why anatuma police wako unmasked to kill people, and after people wamekufa, what is the action? So hizo stories zingine amezaa tuelezea akiwa deputy president. So I don't, you know, you guys, why are you explaining so much stories about development, what? Hii ameshaanza kueleza akiwa even
Taleb,
Yes, Kibe.
I think we have lost the gentleman.
Fred, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Kibe. Good morning.
Good morning. Karibia speaker kabisa.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity. First of all, Kibe, if you allow me to comment, people should be able to let me give you a flower for today. You are a gentleman who has both negative and positive side. So as a human being, I will expect all of us to have the chance, however negative someone is, have the kind of humility to have time to listen to someone. It's upon you to pick what will be appropriate for you. I listened to some of the speakers on this platform, but they're already negative on the expectation they expect from the president. The fact is, we have a president of the Republic of Kenya who is William Ruto. So that position have to be respected. I have offended you feel you could be, please respect the seats. That's the unifying factor for this country. That's why we are respected worldwide, because we have a president who was elected. Now, if you don't want to go listen to him in his space, then you don't need to tell us. That's your personal choice. Why do you have to advertise to us that you're not going to attend his space? If you're going to attend and you want to ask him a question and you know you will not be selected, why are you then telling us you're going to ask a question? It's like a classroom. We all go to a class to be taught. We all raise our hands either to ask questions or to answer questions. The teacher will pick the best randomly, those who are going to be asking questions or those questions. You never know. You will walk from this where you are to that platform, raise up your hand from nowhere, you'll be picked to ask your question. Make sure you are all composed to ask the president that question in an event you have that opportunity. It is only 1 minute or 1 second of fame where the whole country will know Fred Polo stood up and asked a very good question. So prepare yourself to attend the space, listen to your leader. By the end of the day, you make the right choice, or you make the comment, oh, heri maybe nilikuwa nimemchukia lakini at least hapa na point. Oh, heri nilikuwa nimemchukia lakini bado nimezidi kumchukia zaidi. Please go there, listen to your president. I have a good or bad, listen and choose what is good for you. We are aware on how those seats or those platforms are managed. No one can be allowed to humiliate the president in such a platform. Utatolewa, utamutiwa. Let's have the guts to be patient. Ile hasira iko kwa hii Kenya saizi, hasira ni mbaya mpaka mtu akona swali mzuri lakini itaulizwa in a bad way. Do you know you can have a good question but the way you ask it loses taste and value? Kwa sababu umeuliza na makasiriko. Ukikasirika unaambiwa don't even talk, sleep, keep quiet so that at least you sober up and ask your question in a good way. So that's my request to all of us. Have the time to listen to your leader. I'm sure he might all the issues we have been raising for the last 1 month, he is aware about that. And I'm sure as a good leader or a person who wants to be improved is going to listen to our concern, or he will use the platform to validate whatever he has had over time to come up with something positive going forward. And by the way, gentlemen and ladies, hata mwenda mazimu yule alikuwa ametembea kwa barabara for the longest time possible, akipata the right medication anapona na anakuwa the best person in the community. Could that be our president going forward? I don't know, but it's my hope that he listens and he has got that small percentage for change. So that small percentage for change, that's me what I'm looking for. I don't want to look at the negativity. Kama ni wewe mtu wa negativity, utakufa njaa ama utakufa kabla kifo yako ifike. Kuwa na hope ya that there's a better tomorrow. But kama the better tomorrow we have today and you still want to make it worse for tomorrow, then I think hauna chance. Kibe, I think that's the point I had for today. Let's stay positive with all our expectations for today, please. Kama uko na swali, I think I'm ready to answer. If I've said something which has rubbed anyone the wrong way,
No, we're good.
I'm willing to listen. Thanks a lot, please.
Thank you, Fred Polo. Samson, are you there?
Yes, Kibe.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
I have a small, let me say, the small contribution I can make to this debate is I feel there are some questions that need to be answered. And if many of you, or if any of you has been following Jimmy Wanjigi's explanations most of the time, talking about the date, there are some questions that are always open that I wish somebody could ask. And this must be the best option or best position for someone to ask. Jimmy talked about an odious debt, whereby people can go into an arrangement to get a date, and that debt is not incurred on behalf of the people, or it's not lawful. So in other words, the country can be forced to pay a debt that's not supposed to be paid by the people. And he mentioned certain figures. He has been talking about an audit that he made and found out that there's some debt that was incurred but was not approved by the parliament. So I don't know whether these are true figures. I wish to know. And then there's also the second option. If Kenya is really bankrupt, what is the best option? Why not just declare the country bankrupt and refuse to pay part of the debt? So that, just like Mozambique, as he said, Mozambique refused to pay some debts, and up to now, IMF had to agree that the debts were incurred by individuals, but using the country. And that money didn't go to the people who are supposed to get the money. So there are two ways maybe that Jimmy thinks the debt can be improved upon, by either refusing to pay part of it, and then the next thing is to declare the country bankrupt, and then have a sort of a procession of how the debt can be refinanced. So those are questions that were on my mind most of the time. I don't know if anybody has been following Jimmy. There are various questions he's been asking about the debt and explanations he has been making. So I wish somebody could ask those questions. This could be the best time for the president to answer. That's my 2 minutes. Thank you, Kibe.
Thank you, Samson. Appreciate it. Chepchieng Chenko. Okay, if that guy is missing, who is this? Otieno Justus. Chebo Isaiah.
Thank you, Kibe.
What's up?
So are you able to hear me, Kibe?
Hebu kukaribia mic, sikusikii vizuri.
Yo, Kibe.
Hello. Am I speaking or someone else speaking?
Hold up, Chiboy. Gitao, go ahead.
We mkuu, yo Mr. Kibe.
Gitao.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Kibe.
Let me drop you. You'll come back when you're fixed your life. Chiboy, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Kipe. I think Kenya is wherever is it's a duty of all of us to build a prosperous Kenya. When we put these letters on their doors, they will become accountable and they will respect the decision we are making. So for those of us who will be having the chance to speak to the president in the afternoon, there are some of the issues that I would like us to address, the president to address. One, how can they respect the institutions that are in the constitution? The Auditor General, Office of the Auditor General, they give us a good report on how we can manage our country for the first issue. Control of budget, there are a lot of issues. The president lady has done.
Chiboy. You only had one question, huh? Chiboy.
Yes, yes, I was saying about respecting of the
Umeingia
institutions.
mbali
The
sana
president is
mno. Ulikuwa na swali tu moja ya kuuliza president. So which one?
President respect the institutions.
So that's not a question. That's a statement, bro. You go to his forehead and you tell him when we respect the institutions in this country. Then you walk away. Is that what you're doing?
It's just like this, putting out jobs on the funerals. When will these jobs be done professionally?
Thank you, man. Unajua acha nisiwadanganya nachoka na nini kwa nyinyi. Nachoka na nyinyi because you guys are not living in the reality. Mko fantasy diambo. You have a moment with the president and you tell him respect the institutions of this country. And then you walk away thinking now that's a drop mic moment. Really? Hapana, msikue down hivyo. Tokeni kwa emotions. Because every time you're telling him about all these things like, hey, president, why do you lie so much? These are emotions inaongea. Hey, president, why don't you follow the constitution? Emotions. President, respect our institutions. Emotions. Because there's no substance in what you're saying. There is no substance whatsoever. Tomorrow, nothing will have changed. There will be no new way of doing things. No substance. So, are you there? Nubian King, are you there?
Niko hapa Kibe.
What's happening, bro?
I'm good. So check. Kama leo mimi ninaenda kusikia hiyo venye president ataongea, but only for one reason, for entertainment purposes. Kwa sababu ninajua saa hii kitu yenye anakuja, anajua radio ilichoma. This is just a mechanism ya damage control. Yeah. Ninajua for fact, even if I had a question, sitakubaliwa kuongea hapo. Kuna wasee already wamekuwa chose unless I prove otherwise, na hiyo ninawacha hiyo room. Unaona? Kitu moja yenye mimi ninajua ni huyu msee hapa hivi amekuja kwa spaces. As much as yenyewe unasema yenyewe huyu ni leader yetu na lazima tu respect. Kama venye tukikuja kwa hii spaces yako, hakuna mtu anaongeaga tu random na vitu kama hiyo. Unaona? Lazima hiyo tu respect, na yeye ni leader wetu and there's nothing we can do about that. But kitu yenye nilikuwa nikitaka kusema, I'm going there for entertainment purposes, kwa sababu hata ile time yenye alichukua wakina Linus Kaikai na Latif na ule mse mwingine wakuja hapo wamuulize maswali, he could not answer them kwa sababu ni kama nilikuwa ninafeel alikuwa disconnected. Hata hapa hivi wakipatia tu watu chance atu wakuja wamuulize, manze sidhani kama watu watapata hiyo satisfaction, na sidhani nina feel ni kama yeye tu anaamuanga kitu tu wache ifanyike.
Na uko
But
kwa
at the
feelings
same
leo
time,
sana, Nubian King. Kwa ma feelings.
ziko kwa feelings
Unafeel tu, unafeel kila kitu na feel preso hata na feel.
manze siko kwa feelings. Mimi niko si
Toka kwa
nimekushow
feelings.
okay. Sasa ukinishow niko kwa feelings na mimi nimekushow ninaenda hapo hivi kusikia kama entertainment
Because
purposes.
you're not being objective. Already you've made up your mind.
Okay, because what I'm telling you, my guy,
So you're in your
this
feelings because you've already made
okay.
up your mind about something you don't know about. So
No,
hizo ni
this
feelings zinaongea. When sahi when kaa kadem. Hata tunafaa kutafutie
so hear me out.
from king to queen.
They always call me that. Sawa. So you hear me, Kibe? Okay. Say
How dare you
ile
say
time
that? Ati, I hear you. How dare you say, Ati, I'm going there only for entertainment purposes?
for entertainment purposes, and I
Exactly.
have
You've
a
already
picture.
made up your mind. So why
Yeah,
even
and
go in the
I have a
first
reason
place?
for that. Let me explain. Let me say, sawa, kwa sababu ile kitu
Ushasema, oh, mzee, I cannot believe
so ni aje
this.
kama alileta mapress wakuje hapo hivi steto wakuja muoji one on one na yeye na kupatiana kitu yenye hakuweza ku nini hakuweza ku entice au nini wase wa Kenya. What do you think itakuwa special sana kileta kwa spaces? There's nothing else. Hakuna
Sasa,
hiyo ilikuwa
so
hiyo na ndio nimekuambia ni aje mimi
but
hapo
sasa, you
ati
see,
ninaenda already nime made up my mind.
Nubian, let's do this. Let's not talk nonsense because mimi na wewe tujakaa chini tukachambua hiyo interview, si ndio?
Yeah.
I think we should do things like those. Then instead of just saying, that interview, there was nothing, we should sit down and say, hey, listen, let's go down point by point and see where he fumbled or where he got it right or whatever. At least something that is more structured.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
the two of us cannot accurately remember the questions and the answers.
The question and the answer. Lakini mimi nilikaa chini pia mimi nikasikia na vitu yenye alikuwa kibonge ilikuwa nonsense pia. Na sidhani
Sasa
kama kwa hii
unaona,
space mimi kitu yenye hapa hivi
hatuwezi bonga.
cheki. Hapana, let me tell you Kibe. Kitu kwanza yenye mimi unajua hawa wase wote wenye walichaguliwa under his party pia ni wase wenye wanafuataga formula yake na directives zake zenye anasema kwa sababu yeye ni supreme leader, right? Okay. At the end, kwa hii side ingine on the Senate walikuwa jana wanabonga ati mazee lazima tuingie hapa reform. Unakuja Citizen TV kulikuwa na mse mwingine I cannot remember but ni mse wa UDA tu anabonga something different sana na yenye hao wasio walikuwa kibonga. So hiyo inanipatia question, kitu yenye watu walikuwa kisema Senate ni kitu yenye iko structured, walikuwa hivi ndio wamepanga kutuingiza tu box kwa sababu wamechiki wa Kenya wamejam, ama ni kitu walikuwa kimaanisha. That means sasa hivi venye tukikuja hapa hivi ati yakikuja kwa spaces I kind of feel ni kama tu damage control wanajaribu tu ile kuentice wa Kenya, and that's what I can say. Na hapo ndio nimemalizia Kibe, kwa sababu you cannot say one thing hapa hivi kwa Senate ati wakina Aaron Cheriot wanakuja na bonga alafu your fellow pia anaenda huku interview anaendelea na kitu yenye nyinyi mlikuwa mkisema, bado anaendelea kuita wase wenye walienda kwa suite bado ni maguu na vitu kama hiyo, kumaanisha hapa hivi kuna disconnect. Na hapa kitu yenye wanajaribu kufanya ni kama tu damage control, wanacheki wa Kenya wenyewe wamejam, lakini bado tutaendelea na nini yetu, project yetu venye tulikuwa tumepanga. So sahi wacha tu entice, na hivyo ndio kitu mimi na feel. Na hapo ndio mimi nawachia Kibe. Manze, peace out. Wejibambe jo.
Thank you, Nubian King. Peace out. Leroy, are you around?
Kibe, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, man.
So these people were leaderless. Now today I can see exactly where the instructions are coming from. Alafu Kibe, there's a question somebody has asked. When you were a kid and you had a friend, and this friend of yours had a birthday, and they didn't invite you, what would you say to them? Kibe.
I'll be pissed off, bro. I'll be pissed off. Hey,
Yani
it's
uko
my
na
birthday and
birthday.
you don't invite me for your birthday.
And then you'll now tell him, yangu sitakuita.
Never ever. You will never come to mind.
Sasa, because
Eh?
I remember when this thing started, when the president said, I'm coming to your spaces. And then people are like, where is he going? Who's going to host him? Who's going to host him? Is it Kimuzi? Is it Nani? Is it Nani? Now, because they have been denied, now they are all turning, oh, let's abort. Don't go to his space. Behaving like children. No, bullshit. Now this is what is happening right now. Now we want to bro, everybody wanted the president here to ask him questions. Now when he's here, we want to now behave like crooks. Ala. Na Kibe nimesikia ukini when you are having a conversation with that boy called KO, I think KOT something. Ebu imagine now ndo watu president atakudeli nao leo. Ui. Alafu ulikuwa umeagree naye kwa ile point ya ni the women officers, their wives officers. Do you think that's wrong? And you said it was wrong, actually. Let me now continue. I don't see anything wrong with that. But the problem is those officers came up without an agenda, so they're just officers for people to be paid. But Kibe, remember, there was also an office which was to be created for that Talanta something. You remember? So is it also unconstitutional? It's I don't know if it's unconstitutional, but the president has this kind of authority. He can bring up officers for these kind of things. But the agenda matters. Can we say that Atlanta something was bad? No, it was not. It was a good idea. But the problem again came up with the people they chose for the job. Kibe, you are going to, who have questions, shout out to you. Mariam is going to represent a lot of us. Shout out. And today, Nubian King is a very good person to have a conversation with when he's logical, is in reality. But akigiaga kwa emotions, you can't have a conversation with Nubian. Thank you, Kid.
Thank you, Leroy. Who's this? Wildflower, are you there?
Yes, sure. As for me, it's the youth that went to vote for actually William Samoei Ruto. That was back then. And then saizi, like the president want to engage us, bado mko na hiyo kiburia, we will call you and tell you when to engage us. Let me just be logic. Not that I'm supporting anything. I'm not supporting the government, but I'm not supporting like the people to do what they want to do today. Let me just be honest with you, youth. You wanted the president to come to the space and ask questions. It's the same people you went and vote for very early in the morning. So your kiburi tuko nayo ya, we will tell you or we will do this. That is not right. We can just be sober for once for our country. Other countries hakuna venye president anakuja space, to be honest. There is no way the president can come. But if you want to table out your issues, let's table out in a manner whereby Honestly, we are sober. We have questions to raise, like in a mature manner, because we are just behaving like kids. It's not good at all. Me, I'm not supporting like the president lazima akuje leo. Yes, he can come anytime, wherever time we want. But let's actually be organized. Let's listen to him. At least hata space ya kwanza ikuwe in a way that we are saying tunataka hii na hii na hii. The moment we are telling him that we can fanya maandamano for the next 5 years, we're just not making sense. We are the same guys tuliamka 6 a.m. in the morning to go and vote for him. Why can't you even like go back and ask yourself, why did I vote for him? Let's just be logic for once. Let's be Kenyans. Let's like mkuwe na utu. You told that is someone who sacrificed his time. Why don't you even listen and tell him, yes, President, by the way, hatutaki leo Friday. Wacha tuende tupange our team that will ask questions. But if you're waiting for the president to come and ask questions, and then you guys are bashing him, there's nothing we're going to solve in this country. We're going to go back and forth. We have to go back to work and actually make sense. Tell ourselves we are the one who voted for him. Why can't we listen to him for once? Yes, listen to us and come to the space. Why don't you listen? Sometimes it's not all about the money. You want to be seen, yes. But are you making steps? It's not all about like you having that ego. Everyone has an ego. We want to move forward. We want to go back to work. Or you want the goons to go and destroy everything, then come back and say it's the president who did that. I've seen so many things, actually so many posts, people saying this and this organized the maandamano. We don't want to hear about that. We are the youth of the country. Let's just make sense for once and listen. It's not all about kutetea president or kutetea the youth. I'm not on any side. I mean, like, let's be sober. Like, akili yetu ifunguke na tujue we voted for him. You are the one saying Ruto for president, Ruto for president. And now we are here, back and forth, telling him we don't want to listen to him again. Why did you vote if we don't want to listen to him? That's all for me.
Yes, keep it.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, thank you for the opportunity. Now, my concern is that the president has been consistently promising a lot. And for this chance today is to ask him whether he's intentional and deliberate to solve Kenyans' problems. Because President Ruto is a PhD holder. He's not stupid, he's not a fool, he's a very smart person. So up to now, it is a serious question how we have found ourselves in this, because he has advisors and himself alone. He has been to meetings with many people. How come we are in such a situation? So mine is a concern that our president might not be intentional or undeliberate in solving our problems. So to me, it might be just another meeting, just on a different platform, and the outcome of it, well, since it's not intentional and deliberate about Kenyan issues, nothing much we should expect. Maybe what I can ask, because I know people will speak and maybe there will be points to take home, when will he be back for short term goals, like maybe 3 months, back to the space to tell us what he has done, facts about what we agree, and maybe also in long term, we need to know when he will be back on the same space to tell us what he has been able to achieve and what we can't achieve. But the bottom line is that we need a leader who is intentional. We have seen in our region, although the democracy in Kigali or in Rwanda is not really there, but they realize intentional in development. You can feel there is a leader when you land there. For people who have been there, who are worked there, you have been to South Korea. The leaders are seriously intentional. We have seen leaders who are intentional and what they do. But now when you see such a thing happening, office is allocated billions and it's not official or constitutional office. Well, I can imagine from where I come from, a borehole will cost you around 2 million. You can imagine how many millions of balls we can have if we are intentional in solving Kenyans' problems. It's drought after drought. So out of this, it is just another platform. Nothing much Kenyans should expect. Ruto is not deliberate and intentional in solving Kenya's problem. We have seen leaders who are intentional. We know what they do, and we know it doesn't have to take long. It doesn't take a lot of money. It's just about being intentional in solving people's problems. Thank you, and let's see what happens after this. Let's have short-term goals back on the Twitter, on X, and also long-term ones back to us, the same platform on X, and give us what he has done, and also we give him maybe a feedback on the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you there, Metros?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Kibe, for your platform. And it's a great service that you are doing, brother. So, first of all, I'd like to agree with the sister who talked before the guy who just spoke. She said that we should give dialogue a chance, which is very true. And in fact, holding a parallel discussion when the president has a discussion, and yet we are the same people who sought to have audience with him and have him listen to us. I don't think it really pays or it helps in any way. So now, for those who will have a chance to ask questions, perhaps be respectful and be focused, because I've seen people shout, anyhow, yeah, he must go, but that one also does not help much. And the president also, perhaps if you may have a chance to ask him any question or to speak to him, we understand that even if we have these discussions and these conversations, when it comes to here on Twitter to discuss, I know he knows what he's supposed to do. We know what is supposed to be done in our country, and that is, in fact, when he's talking about debts, purging corruption itself, the proceeds of corruption are enough to pay our debts. That's number one. The other day, we had on the platform of Mr. Miguna, and he said, and I believe that it's true what he said, that if we can bring back all the monies that have been stashed abroad, all the corruption proceeds that have been stashed abroad by these big elites, politicians, or the money that has been looted, the tax.
But you know, Metros,
Yes,
that's the
sir.
kind of talk that I'm trying for us to avoid.
Okay.
That fantasy talk, fantasy, living in a fantasy world. Because now all you do is you whip up people's emotions, but there's no real solution. So you're just keeping them in limbo, telling them how if we were to get all the money from where these people have hidden the money, oh, that money would be enough to do all this and this and this. But that's never going to happen.
Okay, I'm aware it might not happen, but you see, that is
Can we talk about real solutions?
Okay, now the solutions, Mr. Kibe.
Yeah, let's talk about real lifetime solutions that me and you can see with our own eyes. Instead of telling me about that somebody has hidden money somewhere in another country, so let's go all chase that money. Oh, how the fuck do we start?
Okay, let's now try to talk the real life or the realities, the solutions that we are trying to achieve. First of all, wastage of our resources, our taxes.
No. You see, again, you just have the talking points.
Talking points.
Because now if you tell the president wastage, what does that mean?
Okay. Haven't you heard him try to talk about
no.
what the proposals that he himself has? The proposals that he himself.
The president is going to be on a space, you tell him, you know, President, the wastage in this country is too much, you need to deal with it. He tells you, okay. That's it.
So, okay, I understand what you're trying to say. But now,
Not
he
trying,
himself,
what I've just said.
excuse me?
Because that whole question doesn't make any sense. I don't know why people think it's such a real superb question to ask. What are we going to do about the wastage in this country? Wastage, where? When are you going to be specific and say this is what is ailing me? I'm in Mavoko County and this and this and this is ailing me. Can you give something something they can work with?
Okay, I understand. So now, if you go to specifics, Mr. Kibe, when he talks about getting rid of CDF, is that like a fantasy? Because
Now,
that is
you
what
see,
he's saying.
that is a real thing. Now you can ask him, okay, so when are we getting rid of the CDF? And where is that money going to be redistributed to?
Okay, so that's where I was coming when I was talking about wastage.
Good question. You should have left it there.
Yes. Because now that is one area.
Good question.
That's one area that has got a lot of ambiguity when it comes to how the CDF is being used in our counties.
Exactly. You see now,
our constituencies. Yes.
Now you have a good question. These are the nonsense. Forget about it.
Exactly. And another thing is the county.
No, only one question per person.
Okay, okay then. All right.
Only one question per person. I have a lot of people waiting here.
No problem. I understand. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you?
Great. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Professor Mbati, and I've been listening to the speakers, and one thing I'm wondering, we don't expect you guys, once you go to the space, to the president, I agree with every leader, every person who has spoken. If you go there, you might not like Ruto, but respect the office he holds. So we don't expect this kind of talk whereby you even abuse the president because he has accepted to listen to you. Respect the office and speak to him responsibly. You might not like him, but the office is there, and he is the current holder of that office. So now, my major issue, Andrew, is we are not going to ask him what he is going to do. I would like the speakers to tell him what they want him to do. It's not ask him, what are you going to do? No, he might know what he's supposed to do, but he doesn't know, you who went to the street, what do you want? He has come to listen to you, not you to listen to him, because he has a lot of platform where he speaks what he wants to do, but he has never listened from our side what we want him to do. So on my side, what I would like Ruto to do is to allow us to deal with parliament. Like, he puts a framework whereby we are going to deal with these parliamentarians, because that's where every problem of Kenya is. Starting with, we have to abolish this CDF thing, so that money can also be used even to pay these debts. Okay? So
you only had one thing to tell him. Only one thing
is
only one. So make it count. So what is that one thing that you want to tell Ruto today?
Let him give us a framework of restructuring our parliament in Kenya. That one thing. That's where the problem. Let him allow us to restructure our parliament.
You said you're a Professor Mbati?
Yeah.
Professor where?
That's my name. I'm not
Oh,
teaching in university. It's my name. Okay.
just like Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
Kibe.
Soma Lokama.
Mkubwa, habari yako? Habari ya leo?
Fiti, man.
I think I agree with it was Fred, Paulo, Flower, and a little bit of Professor. One thing that's clear, the man is still our president, so we have to respect him tomorrow it's today actually. We need to respect him. I don't think it's going to be entertainment purposes. Somebody say that. I don't think it's damage control. I think the president is intentional. He wants to listen, and I think he wants to make changes. Let's give him a chance. Whether you're going to be given the mic, that's another question. And I would like you, Kibe, you are one of our leaders up for spaces. Join and uulize hiyo ni mic uone kama utapewa. And I have a question. I just ask a question on behalf of all of us. Just anything that you want to ask. But let's give the president a chance. I feel like he wants to listen to people, and he's going to make changes. Kama mnasema maybe amekuwa kidanganya nini, all those kind of things, let's give him a chance. I think he needs to make a change, or he wants to make a change. He has advisors. All these things kesho watu wanasema nini, those are some of the things the advisors should be listening to people and telling the president this is right, this is wrong, na vitu kama hizo. But if he wants to listen, wants to be asked questions by the public, by the young generations, he thinks there's a gap somewhere. Maybe the advisors are not giving him the right information. He wants to listen and then make a change. If it's true what we've been reading ya kwamba anataka kutoa some of the cabinet ministers, change all those changes, maybe hii space ya leo, he wants to listen to people and make and add to the things that he's thinking about. A lot of things have been talked by the previous speakers, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. Asante Kibes, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Lokama. Michael.
Yes, Kibe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity. One thing is that Gen Z requested President to create time for them. And when he creates time, they disappear. They want to create another platform, just it's like competition. They want to show them that they want to show President we have muscle. To their call, they are saying that we don't have leaders, but they have. When they are told to do this, they are following that. When they are told to do this, they are following that. They ask for this platform, and here the president is. Since there's someone who is trying to push something. Today, let us give a president platform. Let us questions which are maybe there is someone who has not been maybe even president himself, he has confirmed that communication team has failed him. Maybe they failed to listen to the crowd. They failed to report to him to give him the right message. Let us come and tell him this is what has been happening. This is what's happening, and this is what we are expecting from the government. And as per now, what have you done, and what are you planning to do? As a previous speaker said, we need to have short-term and long-term goals for this country. I think president is too much focused with the long-term, and he has assumed the short-term. Right now, we have many people saying president is lying, president is lying, president is lying, and he has been in office for 2 years. You cannot accomplish all these plans within 2 years. Let us give him time. And whatever he has said that I'm going to do this within 3 months or 4 months, let him be accountable on that. But whatever the plan is, let us give him time. The other thing is about being ethical. Tunaongea, tunamuita sijui majina yote, tunamuita nini, tunamwingilia personality. Let us respect presidency. In the future, we assume that president will be there a lifetime. He will not be there. Hatakuwa hapa for internally. Atakuwa hapa maybe 5 years or 10 years. Then another president will come. Maybe want him to. Do you want your favorite candidate to be treated like this? If not, let us respect the presidency. Let us respect the presidency. Not President Ruto, but presidency. If they have not, if he is failing, let us tell, here you are doing the wrong thing. Tutafanyaje ndio turekebishe hii mambo. Si ati mambo kumuita sijui majina kubwa kubwa. No, maybe hata wale informers wake ndio wanamumsiliga, wanamwambia ground iko poa, we president we endelea na hii mpango, lakini akikuja kwa space wacha tumwambie this is what happening. Kama amefail umwambia, kama amefanya kitu kizuri. There's always two sides of coin. We cannot focus on negative and we assume there is no positive. That is my take.
Phil Marshall, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Thank you for giving me the mic. I am not Kenyan, and I will not tell Kenyans what to do, but I will just give my honest advice to Kenyans, and then then watch from my country and see how it pans out. So this is my advice to you, Kenyans. You all came before this president and you rallied around him and gave him support. We saw that from our country. And this president, Ruto, there was a problem, and Kenya said, no, this we don't like. And this president ordered the military to kill Kenyans. And you want to sit with him on a table and discuss. What are you guys discussing? What are you guys discussing? You don't have any discussion. See, number one, respect is reciprocal. The president did not give you guys respect by not listening to your voices when your children were on the streets, and you want to give him a listening ear on space. This is what you're going to achieve. Everybody who marched on the streets and was wounded or killed will be laughed at when you sit down and listen to Ruto. That is what you will get. When you sit down and tell him, this is what we want to do. See, let me tell you something. The office of the president can be occupied by anybody and anyone who have the support of the people. So Ruto has failed by allowing the military kill Kenyans. So he should not be listened to. It's not a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of this is what we want, this is what we stand for. And if a man will say, kill them all because they are on the streets, this is what is wrong with Africa. African leaders have this nepotic, no, not nepotic, they have this mentality of, I have arrived when they pick office. And because they have the backing of the foreign nationals, they think they can do anything. Ruto has failed 100%, and he should leave office. That is what Kenyans should demand. Thank you. Andrew, I'm done.
Thank you, Phil Marshall.
Thank you very much.
Mudoni, are you there? Mudoni. Bye. Laveen, are you there? Mora?
Sí.
Nibliamjui kutumia hizi vitu ama
Hi, Kibe. Good morning.
what's up?
I'm sorry about that. I was speaking to my dad.
Oh, that comes first, right?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so if I was to join the space this afternoon, I'll just have one question for the president. Actually, two. So the first one is, why is it that Nairobi County, specifically Nairobi County, has issues with paying its contractors and suppliers? Because I don't think it's just the employment sector that has a little bit of issues. Hata biashara pia ni ngumu at this time. So I would just love to know why it's not paying, or if he can do something about it. Like, can we just get a solution for that? Because there's so many files lying in that county zenye hazijailipwa. So that would be my first question. And my second question will be, now the employment bracket. He's saying he's doing, what is it called? He's looking for jobs for us, the youths outside there. I don't think it's everyone who fits in that category ya kufanya job Haiti ama kufanya job Saudi Arabia or uko penye anatafuta. It's not everyone. Some people out here who have degrees, like msi ako na degree ya become accounting na hana job, na si mtu mmoja, ni watu wengi. So since sisi wote tunaweza enda outside there kufanya hizo kazi zingine za huko Haiti and whatever. Sisi wenye tutabaki huku, wenye tuko na madegree za accounting, hatuna skills za mjengo, na hiyo story yake ya housing, hatuna skills za kufanya kazi Saudi. Tumefanya degrees zetu. What plan does he have for those kind of people? Those will be my two questions.
All right, good questions, Laveen. Thank you. Gerald, are you there?
Yes, I'm around. Am I clear?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. First of all, I just want to say that during that space, I'm sure I will be joining. Let us just try to have tupunguze pressure, na tukienda kuongea pale, at least we speak something that has some quality. Ukienda na hasira, we are not going to go anywhere. So first, you find that I've realized that most of our Kenyan brothers and sisters are having very big companies outside Kenya, in the US and in other places. And if indeed Ruto want to create job for the youth, then he should just make a conducive environment for us for those people who are having those companies outside to come back home and build those companies here, employ our youth. And again, if only Ruto does this, maybe he just put to book those people who are the criminals. People like Waluke, who stole maize and was prosecuted, taken to jail, but now he's in government. People like Didnemas Baraza, who shot somebody, died, is in government. People like Kangombe, those people who have done very bad things to Kenyans, but yet wako kwa government. Since they are now in government, they are untouchable. If we can just clear that, I think having more faith in his leadership, because we elected him knowing that he can do it. He's going to shape Kenya in a better way. Sasa tunamuomba tu afanye hayo to regain our faith in justice of this country. And the last one, I don't want to speak too much, is about the IDs, this Maisha number thing. Why is it that now we are acting as if we have started, because I lost my ID and went and renewed the ID. And I was shocked to find an expiry date in that ID. An expiry date after every 10 years. I'm now operating as if
Wewe sasa umekuja kunipigia makelele hapa. I'm not your president. It was only a question to your president, bro.
Yes.
Mimi, I'm not your president. So the question to your president, that's all I wanted to hear today.
Yes, now my
ramblings
question,
and your
and
whining.
just yes, I'm just asking if why is it that now we will be surviving as if we are foreigners in this country? Now, if maybe you will get a chance to talk, to speak during that space, because it will be hard for all of us to speak, maybe you can also add that and ask him why put expiry date in our IDs as citizens who were born in this country. I think I don't have much to speak after that. Thank you, Kibe.
Thank you, my man. Who else is here? Call me Nick. Go ahead. Rachel, are you there? Edwin Murita, are you there?
Yes, Kibe, morning. How are you?
I'm great. Go ahead. What's up? What's on your mind, bro?
So for me, if I would be on the space and given a chance to ask the president some questions, I would ask him 2 questions. I will ask him why isn't public participation endorsed in Kenya? Not like last year, there was this housing levy, and we all gave our views, and he never listened. This year, the finance bill about the public participation, he never listened. It was voted, then he rejected it later. Then I will tell him to scrap off the office of the prime CS, and I will also tell him to scrap off the office of the spouse of the deputy president and the spouse of the CS. The other thing is, I don't think this debate will come to fruition. Why? Because I know the president is prepared. Even in this space, I know there are people who are working for the president, and I know they have drafted the questions that will be asked. So the president will come prepared, and most people will come with attacking questions. So what will he do? He will remove his defensive card. You get? So I don't think it is going to be a great discussion, because everyone wants to attack. No one wants to air their views. The president won't air his views, and we won't air our views. Then we come and decide. I don't think we'll come to a common ground. Yeah, those are my views.
Makes a lot of sense. All right. Thank you, my man. African Sun. It was simple. The question was simple. So the president is going to be on a space today. Definitely his own space. And if you had a chance to ask him a question, what would it be? Instead of now pretending that you're going to go listen to Akina Kimuzi and the rest, and Akina Francis Gaido beating each other down. You have a chance with the president. Why wouldn't you want to ask him a question? How does that make sense? You see, you have to think of the question and remove yourself from your own anger. Get rid of all that emotion so that you can ask the right question. Because most of the questions that you have, to be very honest, most of the questions you have in your head are questions that have been put in there by somebody else, not you. Those are questions that have been put in there by somebody else, not you. You find out what your real question would be. Who else is there? David, are you there? Davy, are you there? Okay. Certified, are you there?
Hello, Kibe. Thank you for the mic. So I'm a student, and if I will get the opportunity, I would just like to ask the president, like, what does he have for the Kenyan education system only? Because it's tough for us students, especially the people that are from the people that are poor. So it's tough for them to access the higher education, and it's being even more tough and tough. So what does he have to say about the education system in Kenya? And that's my only question.
All right. Who else is here? Certified? I'll bring somebody I know is consistent. Anybody who's here who wants to speak, this is your time.
Hello, Kibe. What up?
Go ahead, Ray.
So for President Ruto today, he has done a good decision to engage with the people. Unajua Prezo si mtu anajua kila kitu. Prezo anakuwaga na time limited sana. First, anadeal na so much things. So mimi ningepata space ya kumwongelesha leo. The first thing, tenda directly vingine affect. For the past 6 months right now, steam inapotea kila time. So ningependa if mtu akipata chance angeuliza how about the stima kupotea ataweza address aje at least atuashue juu me business na run mostly natumia stima for everything. So about that power outages hizo address your issue. How do we tutajua aje tena after kuwa na hizo power blackouts? That's my question, Kibe.
All right. That is Ray Kijana. Are you there?
Hello, Kibe.
Naje.
Niko fiti. Me, I'll say if the president I'll turn the space and get a chance to speak. Maybe I'll ask the president, why is Mithika Linturi still a cabinet secretary? That's the first question. Then the second question I'll ask the president, if he is aware how many people are qualified to occupy the president's seat in 2027. Thank you.
So mnasikia maswali yenyu ya kiujinga. No substance. DTR Owiti, what's up?
Kibe, good morning.
Morning, go ahead.
I'm glad to see you here and each one of you. Basically, I've heard the questions that are being shared here. It will be a great opportunity for young people to speak to the president because most of us would like to share our views, but it's very hard to even reach the president or even his coteries. Personally, if I get an opportunity to ask the president a question, I would base my argument on the ongoing disquiet in the country. As DP Rigathi Gachagua noted some months ago, that this government is a government of shares. That if you did not vote for this government, then it will be very difficult for some of your plights to be addressed by the state. Personally, and you allow me to bring this to your attention, I was put in jail in 2021, sorry. And my complainant was CS Matiang'i, former CS of Interior. And I served as an example to those young people who actually came forth to fight for their country and to say no to oppression. If you remember during Matiang'i's time, and I see most people want Matiang'i to come back to Kenya and lead us as our president. During Matiang'i's time, I can aptly say that it was a rule by decree. You know, you say something which is against the government, and they come for you. Okay, so I suffered unduly. Because
Japan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Bwana Kibe.
Huyu ndo tumepoteza.
Ronda amehepa, sijui network yake imepotelea side gani.
Okay.
But ni kama amerudi.
sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, Kibe. I think there's network hitch here. What I was putting forward is that I have I have something to share with the president. I think there are so many of us who supported this government, and maybe our parents or even us. But you know, because it is a government of shares, there are those who have not been catered for. There are so many people out here who supported the government, who even suffered and used their resources to support this government, but they are still not being recognized. They're not being recognized. All right. So if I get my opportunity, I'll tell the president the disquiet you see in the country is because some people are not eating. There are people who are not eating. Okay. They should be given some plates. They should be given some food. All right. Yeah, there are people who should be recognized in this government. So when we see other people eating and us not eating, we will go to the street. All right. So that is what I will tell the president if I get the opportunity. It's not just me, but so many Kenyans who supported this government and who are now suffering unduly. Thank you.
Thank you, DTR. Certified, are you here?
Kibe,
Certified going once.
I already asked my question.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll drop now.
Japan, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Bwana Kibe, and I'm very happy that the president has decided to come on space. Though I'm seeing some guys saying they will not attend, they will not listen. I know they will be following, because even last Sunday when president was having an interview with Kina Joe Ageo and Kina Eric Latif, the same guys who said they will not follow the interview were the one who are giving us timely updates on what president was saying. So I think guys are waiting to see what president will have to say, whether whoever will ask the questions. But for me, if given that chance, I will not ask any question to Mr. President. I will only recommend and remind him that he was elected in a platform of giving Kenyans hope. You know, President William Ruto aliingia kwa ofisi juu ya kupeana hope. He promised good things. He promised, you know, affordable, you know, living standards. He promised that he will deal with the punitive taxes that were in the regime of Uhuru Kenyatta. He promised jobs. He promised employment. He promised that the young people will get digital jobs. He promised Kina Mama Mboga, the Boda Boda guys. So that is the pedestal or the foundation that propelled President William Ruto to power, giving hope to Kenyans that things will be better. And most of the people who elected President William Ruto, they did that because they felt that this is a guy who has promised us a good country, a good Kenya. And I think I would just ask him, what happened? Why did he promise so much? And Kenyans now, they are not feeling that, you know, they are not feeling satisfied with the promises that the plan that he has now. So what I would tell President William Ruto is to give Kenya hope, Kenyans hope and to actualize what he promised during the campaign. And one thing he need to do is to deal with his cabinet. When you look at the cabinet, does not inspire confidence. It does not inspire any form of, an iota of prosperity in this nation. He should bring people who, even if you look at them, you will see that these guys, they have something to do. Their ministerial positions will have something to deliver to Kenyans. I think it's high time President William Ruto restructured his cabinet, restructured the parliamentary leadership, because when we see the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah, the likes of Osoro, how they chest dump and talk bad to Kenyans, how they carry themselves, they don't carry themselves with dignity. They don't carry themselves as people who promise Kenyans a good life. And finally, President William Ruto should work on the way during the campaigns. President William Ruto had a very swift communications team that used to deliver every detail of his campaign, where he was, what he was doing, alipatana na nani. But since he came to power, there's a lot of confusion from his government. You'll find his advisors like David D, they're on spaces saying contradictory information with CS Moses Kuria. You'll find other CS saying things that are not here nor there. I think the president should come up with a well-structured communication team so that Kenyans can understand what he is doing. Because I think what lacks in this government is a clear dissemination of informations. Kenya don't know what the government is doing. They don't understand why the government is introducing some bills. They don't understand the finance bills that the government is introducing. I think he should borrow a leaf from President Uhuru Kenyatta, because when President Uhuru Kenyatta was in power, he used to have a well-structured communication. Even when he was not doing anything, he had guys who are telling us on daily basis, this is what the government is doing, this is what we have delivered, this is the legacy that we have secured. I think that would be my recommendation if I get a chance to speak to His Excellency, the President. But so far, so good. Guys asked for these conversations. The conversation is here. Whether they will join or not, that is a conversation after the space. Asante Kithe.
Thank you, Javant. Andrew, are you there?
Yeah, good morning. Do you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. For me, if I had a chance today to speak to Mr. Ruto, because sometimes we need to know when it was said that when the deal is too good, we should think twice. There's no any other promise the president is going to make to Kenyans. I believe he has made all the promises, and they looked very good into our eyes, and people voted him in as the president. The important thing we need to ask our president is how to trust Ruto, because a promise without any action put into it, then it means it's a fake promise, because we've trusted him since he made those promises for 2 years now, and there's nothing seems to be going on. The important thing that we should put our president into pressure and tell us how to trust the president. I think that's all I have for him. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Stephen Sage, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning, what's up?
Never better, bro. So I think Andrew saying Ruto was voted in because people like him is actually wrong. People voted for Ruto because they wanted to punish the dynasties. They vote. People were tired of the families of the princess family. So now, a bit of a recap of what has been happening on social media. There's been so much activity since President traveled to America. People got a lot of content, and how the X has been monetized, so everyone is looking for content. So there's been a bit of a high pressure, high tension, high emotional moments, and people are even wondering what is happening. There is information overload. Street operates, and this street operate by trolling. Yeah, in the pan we will cook you mercilessly. You will even forget that we are normally also in high regards. Yeah, and this is the point. Even when we the 1 week, you see how also the mandamano is almost being forgotten. Here now, right now, it's not the new thing. Now we are on route on spaces. But anyway, because we are here and we're going to talk with the president, the one thing that I'm hoping the president will stop today is over-promising. I know we are going to ask many questions and he's going to promise to do this and do that. And this is the thing that is continually making him sink deeper into much more problems. He needs to sit back and say, the things that we have promised in the past, let us work on those things. We actualize it. We actualize the things. Now, we